What is my name, Jonathan? You cannot
completely
talk until you get my name right. It is sheer laziness on your part that you cannot be bothered to say the name of the presenter who you are speaking to. So say my name correctly, and then we can carry on having a conversation.
All right, so in this video, you're going to see a caller phone in with a laundry list of complaints about immigration, asylum seekers, blaming them for everything from NHS crisis to housing shortage. And he makes one crucial, disrespectful mistake that unravels his entire argument and really exposes him as a filthy, rotten racist. If you want to see more videos like this, show your support by hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Now let's watch this together and I'll give you my thoughts at the end.
Tell me which one it is, Sangita. You're wrong.
First of all, get my name right. First of all, get my name right. Jonathan in Bishop Stortford. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Yes, what I think, I've written to my local MP. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want him identified in this call, but I've written in the last couple of weeks saying, my view, it's reached a point where now the British government should be spending money defending our coastlines with border force, army, police, and we should have waiting ferries to send these people back to the safe country of France, which they passed through. And basically, there's many people, not yourself, but other presenters on LBC and other radio stations, saying these migrants are the UK's problem. They are not our problem.
Why do you want them sent back to France?
Because they don't belong here.
But why do they belong in France?
Because they've come through France. France is not at war, last time I knew. It's a safe country. So why have they come here? They come here because they can get benefits here. France gives them nothing.
How many people do you think...
That's why they come.
How many people...
And the other thing, you're wrong in saying, as you said earlier, that the government is saying that these migrants, people are thinking the migrants are all the problem with the economic meltdown of this country. We're certainly not.
Well, you
That's
may
not
not be,
the issue.
Jonathan.
They're two separate issues.
You may not be. But I tell you what, I've been on this station now since September of last year, and almost every time we hold this phone in, I can see it because I can see the text, Jonathan, live. There are people here who actually think that this 100,000 or so asylum seekers are the reason their great aunt Matilda can't get a hip operation, and why their sons and daughters can't buy houses. That's what people believe. So I appreciate you might not think that.
No, I don't think that. And the reason why I don't think that, because right-thinking people wouldn't think that, because simply for the fact that these are two separate issues. We have internal problems with this country, but some of the problem we've got, Sangita, is the fact that we have too much population, whatever colour they are. We have too many people. That's why the NHS doesn't work. Too many people. It was made for 40 million people. It's covering double that now. No wonder it doesn't work. Local services were made for a set number of people. We're now bringing more and more people in. So we're exacerbating the problem we've already got by bringing more and more people in. 800 this week. 4,000 a month. How can we keep taking these numbers of people when we can't even provide for what we've got?
You do know that when they arrive here, they're supposed to be processed through the asylum system, the asylum immigration system. And what's actually happening, Jonathan, is that system, it's gone beyond breaking point. The backlogs are such, the backlogs are such that we have got people waiting 18 months to 2 years for an assessment. Could it actually be that what we are seeing is a collapse in the system, and that it isn't the fault of people who are coming here seeking shelter from war, in some cases economic hardship, fleeing environmental disaster, fearing their lives because they may be gay, for example, and in the countries that they come from, they can't live peacefully. Do you not think that the real problem here is system collapse? And the only people responsible for that system collapse is the government of the day.
What it is, and you know what I'm going to say, it's been identified, because we've had to think this way, the system is against these people because we don't want them. They are not our problem. There's no problem with the system.
I'm totally
They're
confused by why you keep
delaying
saying
them.
they're not our problem. If somebody
They're
comes
not
to
our
our
problem.
shores seeking help, I
That
don't
doesn't
see them.
make them our
Hang on a
problem.
minute, Jonathan. I don't see them as a problem. I see them as a human being who has to be subject to the systems that we have of the day to assess what their claim is and whether or not, under international law, including the European Convention on Human Rights, to which we are signatories, or the 1951 Convention, the UN Convention on Refugees, I don't see them as a problem. I see them as a human being potentially in a great deal of need. And I see us as a first world country, the 6th largest economy in the world. And I see them as people who may need shelter and as people who might be bringing something to this country. That's how I see them. So why do you see them as a problem?
Yes, but you've just said earlier in your programme that we're poorer now, apart from London, we're poorer than Mississippi. So how can we be this great, rich nation?
You are
We're
mixing
not.
two things. You are completely mixing two things up.
Really not. It's you that's wrong. You are completely wrong.
Okay,
This
let me tell you.
country
Well, hang on a
cannot
minute.
keep taking
Wait
all
a
these
minute,
people.
Jonathan. What am I wrong on exactly? Because first of all, you start this conversation by saying to me that, Sangita, you're absolutely right. The reason we've got massive waiting lists, bigger than ever before, the reason we can't buy houses, the reason our economy has flatlined is not because of this 100,000 asylum seekers. And now you're saying it is. So which one is it, Jonathan?
I'll tell you which one it is, Sunita. You're wrong.
First of all, get my name right. First of all, get my name right. What is my name? Jonathan, what is my name? What is my name, Jonathan? You cannot talk until you get my name right. It is sheer laziness on your part that you cannot be bothered to say the name of the presenter who you are speaking to. So say my name correctly, and then we can carry on having a conversation. What is my name, Jonathan?
You're just picking on the next thing.
What is my name?
You're so sad.
What is my name?
Sad.
You won't be bothered because you do not think my name is worth saying. And why is that, Jonathan?
I think, right, you're wrong. And you're just using this name thing now because you're being picky, because you're losing the argument.
I'm certainly not losing the argument, my friend.
Completely.
Not
people
on
in this
any level am I
not
losing.
getting what they want.
Okay, hang on a
Because there's
minute.
Too many people.
Let me hang on. You think this country is quote unquote full and we have too many people. You think we have no legal obligations to assess the claims made by asylum seekers. Wrong. You seem to think that the reason you can't get a hospital appointment, or whoever it is you think can't get a hospital appointment, is because of these asylum seekers. You are wrong. You seem to think the housing crisis is because of these few thousand people. You are wrong. I have not lost this argument in any way, shape or form. And you, Jonathan, do not have the decency to ring up this radio station and say my name properly. My friend, this call is over. Call me again when you've learnt what it is. Thank you very much indeed.
So there you have it. Jonathan, the caller, was losing the argument on facts and got backed into a corner. So when he felt that pressure, the disrespect came out. And this is really why I kind of miss Sangita on LBC. Notice how she masterfully pivots. She recognizes, like all the great hosts do, that the debate is no longer about policy. It was just about simple decency. Her question was simple but devastating, and his unwillingness to answer it showed who he really was. And the mad thing is, he called her picky for wanting her name said correctly. It's almost like he's dismissing her identity as an inconvenience because he's losing the argument. And it's a classic tactic of this sort of caller. When you can't defeat the point, you try to diminish the person. But what's also funny is the hypocrisy that set all of this up. Earlier in the call, Jonathan explicitly said that the right-thinking people wouldn't think that asylum seekers are the cause of the UK's economic problems. But then moments later, he does the exact same thing by blaming too many people for the NHS collapsing. He wants to sound reasonable, but his core argument is built on the exact prejudice he claims not to have. And Sangita's shutdown wasn't just about her name, it was the perfect trap. It exposed that for callers like Jonathan, the argument is never about policy. It's just based on a fundamental lack of respect for people they see as other. So she didn't just win this debate, she exposed the ugly motive behind it. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons for more, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching.